Romans 2:14 through 16. Okay. For when Gentiles that have not the law by nature the things of the law, these not having the law, are the law to themselves. This is meaning that man knows ultimately right from wrong. Now there's issues and certain behaviors that may corrupt man's view of this, but ultimately, without that corruption, man knows what's right and wrong. But man also knows what his flesh wants, and oftentimes that motivates. In that they show the works of the law written in their hearts, their consequence bearing witness to this, and their thoughts one with another, accusing or else excusing them. And it's talking about things as if it's mine, you taking it is wrong. Most societies, most cultures have seen theft as wrong. Most societies, most cultures have seen murder as wrong. Now, there's certain societies that's built without a law. Barbarian oftentimes used the term, but even them had some type of code of morals which traces back to a law written on their hearts. And that's what he's talking about. And for us as Christians, we don't live by the Old Testament ceremonial or sacrificial law, but the moral law where it says don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. That's what we live by. And even the standard of that, the moral we live by, are higher than that of the Old Testament. In some cases. In the day of God shall judge the secrets of man according to my good tidings by the Lord, by Jesus Christ. And now here's the thing. We're not going to be judged by the standard of the law according to this, but by the standards of Christ. Those in Old Testament and New Testament times, the Pharisees often claim to keep the law. They claim to live by that standard, but the standards Christ sets, there's no way they live by this standard. There's no way they fulfill this standard. But they'd like to think they do. They would like to think they live by it. But they don't. We need to understand we don't either. The only way we can live by the standard of Christ is to have Christ cover all our sins so he becomes what God sees, which makes him our standard. And that doesn't say we shouldn't strive to accomplish and live his ways. But it's saying, because if we have him, we should be. It's saying when we fall short, Christ is there.